welcome back to Gen X Toy Box. We have another great interview tonight, and I'm excited to introduce to you. He is a creator, an artist, a customizer, Jay Skellington. Well, I call him Skellington. It's Skelton, all the way from New Zealand. So welcome, Jay.
Hey, thank you. Nice to meet you, and glad to be here.
Yeah, so Jay does some really cool stuff. So he's an artist. You dabble in quite a few mediums I've looked at, and you do like sketches, you create custom toys and action figures, and these spray caps we're going to talk about later, which is pretty cool. They're called capheads. And I read on your Instagram, you're even a curator on an art gallery. That's pretty cool too.
Yeah. Lots of different tricks to try and balance, like things to do, fun things to do, keep myself
Exactly.
busy.
Right, that's true. So yeah, there's tons of cool stuff that you've done, and I've definitely looked at your stuff on Instagram and Facebook, and it's really neat. And then it's gonna all be in the description below, guys. So check everything out. There's gonna be tons of stuff on Jay at the bottom. So it's easy to say you are very artistically inclined. And has that always been a passion of yours? Was it something like you honed as a child? Were you always like the drawing kid or the sketching kid or creating something?
Yeah, most definitely. I was always the kid that sat in the corner that either was reading a book or a comic book or drawing on my sketch pad for sure. It was just I don't know. I always like to create stories and get ideas out of my head on the paper. It's just something that I've always done since I was a little kid and stopped.
Cool. Like what? So I guess the question I had, you said you read like comic books and stuff. Like, what did you like to read? What were some of
Hmm.
your favorite comics?
Yeah, a lot of like Batman was a big one.
Mhm.
Can't go wrong with Batman. But the first comic book I ever read was a black and white barbarian title. It was I don't remember the name of it, but it was pretty much my dad gave it to me, and it had like a shirtless barbarian, and he was like lopping people's heads off, and yeah, probably not the right material to give to like a 3-year-old, but
It's
it definitely stuck.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then like so you said you were like as a kid drawing, sketching, everything. Did you like get any like formal training in it? Do you go to school or were you just constantly just doing it on your free time?
Yeah, so it started out with me just doing it in my free time. And then when I was 16, I went to like a college and I ended up getting my bachelor's in art and design. So that's pretty cool. So I do have some formal training and I've done like graffiti and stuff in the past. So I've got a little bit of formal, a little bit of street kind of, yeah,
Yes.
mixed in there.
Yeah, I really wanted to talk about your graffiti style. So like when did that come about and what kind of got you into it and how did you grow it?
Yeah, for sure. So I think I was just like 14 years old. One of my cousins had gotten into it, and we used to hang out a lot and stay at each other's houses. And I just went around there one day, and he was doing it in his book, and I was like, "Whoa, that's awesome!" Like, what I'd obviously like seen it on the streets, but never really like connected the dots that it was a thing people did. Like it just popped up. So he got me into it and it was just like a obsession. Like I just do it all the time. I definitely had like rules. Like I wasn't going out and painting people's fences and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was mostly just abandoned buildings and that kind of thing. We had a pretty big earthquake here in our city, so the whole like center of town had a lot of like big empty buildings. So would not do the legal thing, but sneak in
Mhm.
there and have a paint and hang out. And yeah, that's pretty much how it started. And yeah, it kind of faceted into all my other avenues of art.
Cool. And then so you do the graffiti stuff, which is really awesome. And then like what other mediums do you use? Because I saw that you did like some sketches. So is that like
Mm.
markers and do you like dabble in like other stuff like paint, like watercolors? Like what else do you use?
Yeah, for sure. I like to think of myself as a jack of all trades. I don't like to stick with one medium just because I kind of get bored very easily. So I'm always experimenting. Markers and pens and sketchbooks are kind of always been the constant. They're good just for getting my ideas out and experimenting. But I've definitely dabbled in acrylics, watercolors. Most recently, actually, since having a child, I've done a alphabet ABC poster in watercolors, and that was really fun. But yeah, spray paint. The only thing I haven't really dabbled in is oil paints, but I am excited to try them. I just don't know when.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of when and when you can find time between all your other cool stuff that you're doing. So that's good.
Yeah,
On
exactly.
Instagram, and there was tons of different stuff, and that's what I was kind of drawn to. It wasn't just one thing. Like, you had the watercolors, you had the sketches, you had the action figures. Like, there was a lot of stuff you were doing, so it really shows off how versatile you are, and that was kind of cool to me, and I liked it. So speaking of your Instagram page, it seems like you're, kind of into the comic booky culture. And so how has that influenced your art and your creating?
Yeah, definitely. It has probably influenced it. That and cartoons are probably the two biggest influences of my work. They sneak their way into it all the time. Story. I find comic books are really good, not only for the visual references, but storytelling as well. I've reading comics has helped me learn how to pace a story, what certain elements are good for a story, that kind of thing. So yeah, definitely affects me on multiple layers. Yeah, of what I do.
Yeah, because I was also looking at, I saw you did like a little superhero turtle action figure. That was super cute. And then I also saw,
That
yes.
guy.
Oh my God, I love that
Yeah.
so much. It's adorable. So did you make the backing card for that too?
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So with all my figures and stuff, I do all the packaging, all the backing art. The
Wow.
backing stuff I tend to do on the iPad, just on Procreate.
Yeah.
And the packaging stuff is actually the hardest element of the bootleg toy stuff, because
Yeah.
I don't really have easily accessible plastic. So I'm this one here came off a toy car, you
That
know.
makes sense. Yeah, to recycle. There you go. That is
Yeah,
awesome.
for sure.
Yeah, because we had a couple creators that did their own stuff and their own packaging, and they said that was probably the hardest part of it all. Like, the custom action figures were the easy part, but like the backings and the art and all that was the difficult part. So that definitely makes sense. And then I also saw the Pokemon Blastoise you did. That was super cool as well. So you're definitely
Yeah.
dabbing into like the custom action figures, which is really cool. So like, what inspires you to do those? And like, how long does a custom action figure take? And like, do you just do it for fun, or is it like something that people are commissioning you to do? It's just like, I feel like making it.
Yeah. So it pretty much started when the COVID quarantine happened in New Zealand.
Mhm.
We all went into lockdown, and my wife had to work from home, and I got to play video games and make art. So a lot of sketching, yeah, a lot of sketching and stuff. And I decided there was Killer Bootlegs. They're another Instagram toy maker page.
Mhm.
And they released a Larry David figure, and my friend's really into Larry David. And unfortunately, I didn't manage to grab one, and I was like, oh, why don't I just make him one?
Yeah.
So that was my first bootleg I made, and it just clicked. I was like, oh, why have I never thought of doing this before? I've done those what are they called? They're like blank toys that you can paint.
Oh
I've
yeah.
done a couple of them. Yeah. But as for a whole custom bootleg action figure, that was my sort of first dip of my toe into it, and yeah, it just unlocked something, and I've just been making them ever since. I tend to be sort of a week to make one, just in my spare time when I'm not dealing with family or work, or
Yeah.
um yeah, yeah. Sorry, did I answer all the questions then? I think
Oh,
I.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
absolutely. And then, like, okay, so is it just you see something and you wanna make it? Is that kinda how you get your inspiration? Or it's like, "I wish they made an action figure of this and they didn't, so now I want it."
yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I want to. There's two sort of avenues for the toy ideas. Is like one, I want to make action figures that for things or people that don't have action figures. So like B-list characters or
Yeah.
things like that. Like I don't know if you saw, I made the the poop meteor for the from the Joe Dirt movie.
Yes.
Yeah. Just silly things like that. Like I know that would never get made into an action figure, so why not just make it? The other thing is like just yeah, just mashups that I think are cool. Like the Ninja Turtle Blastoise one that just popped into my head one day, and I was like, "That's really cool. Why don't I just make it?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, do you plan on continuing and making more? Or do you like, as far as like your action figures, is it more like a hobby or is it something you're trying to grow?
Yeah, it's a bit strange at the moment because it started out just pure passion. I've made I think like close to 20 now, and everyone's been just a joy, and it's just fun to sit down and find out what works.
Mm.
Um, and I think it's slowly growing. Like I plan on doing a art show, a gallery show through my gallery, just exclusively all bootleg toys, and I think that's what's pushing me to make so many.
Yeah.
Um, and it's going to be my first solo show as well, which is really exciting. I've only ever done like group shows. Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, I think I'm hoping it grows into something more, but at the moment it's just pure love and hobby craft stuff.
Yeah, and that is good enough. Like that's perfect as long as you're
Yeah.
doing it. And then like okay, so what do you use for these action figures like as far as like paint and stuff? Because I know certain paints tend to be really sticky and if they're like going to be
Mm.
movable action figures, like what do you prefer to use?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm constantly still learning. I've met a couple of really like helpful guys on Instagram, like other toy makers that have been really like friendly and welcoming to like the bootleg community. So they've given me some tips and stuff, but for most of them I just use like normal like hobby acrylic paint,
Mm,
like cheap stuff from the store.
yeah.
And but then I just use like a clear coat sort of thing to lock it all in and harden it up. Making the arms and making some of the figures like movable and stuff is always like a fun challenge,
Mm,
especially because yeah, the paint and the super glue kind of tends to keep them in place. So
mhm.
yeah, it's kind of like a puzzle, you know. It's fun to work out. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's cool. That's neat. And then, so I really wanted to talk about these cap heads. Like that, I was so shocked. My husband sent me a link. He's like, you have to check this out because I love all things toys all the time. And I especially love
Yeah.
when toys are made with something out of the ordinary. Like I did an interview not that long ago with someone that makes action figures out of pipe cleaners. So I love
Oh yeah.
yeah, the creativity behind that. So my question is like, how did that start? Like, how did you look at a cap, like a spray cap, and just go, I need to make something out of this? Did you have like a lot laying around and you're like, I have to figure out what to do with these? Or like, where did that
Yeah.
inspiration come from?
Yeah, yeah. So I was actually working on two other projects at the time, and I was just sitting out here in my garage studio space, and I was mucking around, and I was kind of at I had hit a wall with these two other figures, and so I was just having a moment to think and like listen to some music, and I look over and I've got this jar just filled with used
Mm,
spray caps, and I
yeah.
was just staring at them, and I was like something just clicked, and I was like, oh, capheads. It's like let's just. And then I just pulled out some like random little bodies that I had laying around, and
Mm,
yeah, it just evolved from there. It started out with I was just going to do three. I ended up doing eight,
mm.
and I'm working on the two bad guys of the series now. Yeah.
Yeah, so what, like, because I know you said like little bodies you had hanging around, like what did you use for them? Like, I was thinking like, I don't know if you're familiar with Hero Clicks, like I was thinking maybe that type of body, or are they too small?
I'm not too familiar with those. Are they like you can like take them apart and stuff? Is
So
that
it's
what
like
they're?
it's a little action figure and they're on a base, right? And they have like
Yeah.
arms and legs and stuff, but I think they
Hmm.
must be too small. Like I was trying to figure out what
Yeah.
you would be using for these
Yeah.
arms and
I
legs.
just have like random toys, a couple that I had like used in other projects and like had like bits missing off them.
Mm,
And then a couple that I just took apart for the project.
yeah.
Um like this guy here, I don't know if you can see that. He's like the little ninja guy.
Yeah.
He was just out of like a little Kinder egg. So you like a little treat that you get like chocolate and then like
Oh,
a little toy with,
okay.
and just
Yeah.
repainted him. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Huh.
And and then I've got the little Lego guy.
Yes, I saw him. I love
So
that.
just took the Lego.
Legos. There
Yeah.
you go.
So a friend of mine actually.
Yeah. And
Sorry, what was that?
no, I was saying Lego. That makes a lot of sense. I didn't think
Mm.
about that.
Yeah, and I wanted to keep them all sort of like there are definitely bigger ones and smaller ones, but I wanted to try and keep them in a similar size bracket. So I think the smallest one is the black ninja guy, and you know he's only a little fella, but the biggest one's probably yeah about 6 inches, I think is what.
Wow.
Yeah, we use centimeters, so it's hard for me to
Oh,
like
yeah.
yeah
Oh, yeah, I forgot
yeah
about that. Yeah. There's the weird ones over here. Sorry. But yeah, no,
yeah
admire that so much because I have, I can draw, I can sketch something, but I can't look at an object and just be like, that would make a cool this. Like I could not
yeah.
put two and two together there. So anybody that can think of something that creative, like has my respect because I,
Uh,
I would have never looked at that. First of all, I wouldn't have had a jar of them. I know my husband would. He's the type of stuff like person to keep stuff like that. But like I would
yeah
never, but now it's challenging me like what do we have a lot of that's around the house that I can make stuff out of? So I mean it definitely
yeah yeah
changes my way of looking at, and I also like the fact that it's not like a typical action figure. Like it's not the multiple points of articulation. It's just this like little stubby guy with a spray cap head. Like
yeah.
it's just really unique and it's really cute. And I absolutely love it. So has anybody like asked you to make any for them or custom ones yet?
Not yet. I am waiting. I'm very excited for when someone does. I think I haven't really pushed for it. Like I know I could probably advertise them a bit more and like definitely try and get commissions and stuff like that. But at the moment, I just want to try and stick to making them for the show that I'm going to do and enjoy that. And then once the show's finished, I'll probably start trying to, you know, be like, hey, who wants to do it kind of thing. Like, yeah. But
Yeah.
at the moment, it's pretty good just to like, to myself, be a bit selfish, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, especially, as you're working on the show and you're getting everything set up for that, that makes a lot of sense. So when are you thinking about having the show? Like when's that lining up?
Yeah. So when I originally had the idea, I decided on like midway through this year, and then I just felt a little bit pressured, and it kind of took the fun away from it. It took the original spark of why I was doing it away. So I had a talk with my wife, and she was like, "Well, we'll just make it a little bit later." And then I was like, "Oh, my birthday's in November. Why don't I just have it on my birthday? Kind of like a birthday party, my first solo show, and it's kind of near the end of the year. So yeah, and be like sort of November 5th. Yeah.
That'd be great. Yeah. So that'd be really cool. Are you thinking about doing it like I know it's probably going to be like live open in the gallery. Are you thinking also about doing it like virtually as well for those that can't attend? Because like now I kind of want to go, but I'm all the way over in the States, so I can't see it. So is it like a possibility to do virtual?
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. I have actually thought about that because so I've met a couple guys, like I said, on Instagram who live in America and that make toys and stuff. And before my show, I'm thinking about putting on a bootleg toy show with those guys and some local guys. And so I have thought about doing a virtual thing for that show. And then I was like, well, why not just do it for like every show from now on? So yeah, definitely something I'm going to look into, whether it's me recording like on the night, opening night with everyone there, or just going through and doing it with the pieces with no one else there. Haven't quite figured out the logistics yet, but definitely something I've thought of.
Cool. That's awesome. So tell me a little bit more about the series of the cap heads you're doing. Is there like a theme for it? Does it like tie into the show you're trying to do? Like tell me about your series.
Yeah. So the capheads series, it started out with like the three figures, like I said, and it wasn't really gonna be anything. I just wanted to see these three characters with capheads. But then when I started making more and giving them their own personalities and wee backstories and things like that, a story started to develop kind of naturally and organically. And so it's kind of set in this world where they have the run of the town, they paint the town red, yellow, blue, whatever color they want, kind of thing. And then there's these two sort of antagonists. One's a policeman and one's a guy that likes to paint over their graffiti with grey paint. And yeah, they kind of just cause mischief for those two. Those two try and stop them. And yeah, it's kind of organically growing as I'm making the characters. So it's always exciting to see what kind of pops up.
Yeah, and it's really cool that there's a whole story behind it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I would like to see this as a cartoon. Like, I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know if that's ever gonna be a thing, but this
Yeah.
would make for a really cool cartoon. Like, there's a really good story there.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's funny you say that because like when I'm making them, it kind of like is a cartoon in my head. Like I'm running through what these characters would say to each other and like what sort of mischief they would get up to. I have thought about making it into like a comic book to put into the show when I do the show.
Mhm.
Just to like a short little couple page kind of thing to go with the each character. So yeah,
I
maybe in the future we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I would definitely support a comic book version of this. At the very least, I would like to see a comic book come out of this. I mean, I even pictured almost like a video game of like, you get to customize which cap head you are, and then it's like a whole like art experience and spray paint. Like
Yeah.
I can see a video game, like I could see this blowing up. So I definitely want you to
Yeah, that
pursue.
would be awesome.
Right. That's
Yeah, cool. Yeah,
then. So definitely pursue this and
yeah,
like I think really great things can come of this if no pressure. I'm just saying these things would be really cool. But I
yeah.
really like
Thanks.
the idea and the concept and it's really fun and even the fact that there's a story behind it just makes it even better. So
Yeah, definitely.
and then is that your studio that's behind you? Is this the place you work?
Yeah. So this is my work desk right behind me.
Very nice.
I would show you the rest of it, but it's kind of a mess. It's just in like my garage. But yeah, I've got like just some shelving over there with like filled with toys and all my supplies and books and stuff. And yeah, the stuff that I like to change out, the stuff that's kind of on my desk every now and again to help keep it all fresh and get those ideas flowing. Whenever I run into a wall, like creatively, I'll do that. I'll just like switch out a couple of characters and tends to loosen me up a bit.
There you go. Changing it up. I like that. And then so
Yeah,
you said you had
yeah,
toys in there. So what toys do you have in there?
yeah. So I've got Lego, Funko Pops,
Of
old
course.
action figures from when I was a kid. Yeah, newer stuff. My most recent purchase was this
Oh
like
yeah.
replica.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are
So I
the ones
picked him
we're
up a
still trying
couple
to get.
weekends ago.
Yeah, we're still trying to get him. We haven't found
Mm.
him in the store yet. So that's cool.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, there was heaps there. I might have to send you one.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, that for some reason toys are like so scarce, especially the new ones that are coming out. So like we're
Mm.
trying to collect the Masters of the Universe Origins that are coming out, and the
Mm.
wrestling figures and everything. And they're such a nightmare to find. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But
I think that's like with my toys and stuff, I have been using like stuff that I already had, like old toys that were broken and things like that. And I wanted to try and stay away from like having to buy figures either secondhand or like new for as long as possible, and just see what I could create with what was laying around. But I've got this like idea that I want to do for this one character, and I need to buy like a specific body, and it either needs to be like a He-Man or like an Action Man or something like similar to that.
yeah, yeah.
And it's pretty hard. They're pretty pricey.
What, the vintage He-Man or the Origins He-Man?
Just like either, it just mostly it just needs to be like a shirtless character, and I know that sounds really weird, but like,
I'm like, I have like
the,
so many like vintage He-Man torsos. So we'll talk after this. I've got
yeah, that sounds good.
yeah,
Yeah.
we've got plenty upon plenty. So we can definitely talk about that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so what toys, you said you had some from your childhood. What toys did you have? What did you collect?
So what? Give me a quick look. I don't know where he is. What do I have in here? I don't have many in here from my childhood. Most of it's inside still, but I have this Batman figure that was like had like a soft toy body, but like a plastic head. And I've had him since I was like 3 or something. Probably the oldest toy I have. Oh, actually, this one's pretty old. It's still in like its package.
Oh yeah. Oh,
It's so old that like the plastic's starting to like go yellow and stuff.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So lots of things like that.
yeah, my childhood toys were Power Rangers and Thundercats, as you can see behind me, the Thundercats. So
Actually, like the toys that I don't have from my childhood, I used to play with my dad's old He-Man and like Masters of the Universe and Street Sharks, and I'd play with my mum's old Barbie dolls.
yep. Yeah, I played with so many, but I still play with Barbies. What am I talking about? Like I play with
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
no, I play with everything, but like now we're
Yeah,
collecting, Masters of the Universe, and where I'm doing Thundercats and Ghostbusters and Turtles. Turtles is becoming a really big
yeah,
thing in our house again, because we have a 3-year-old who is absolutely obsessed with TMNT. So now my
yeah,
husband's like, awesome, you like it? That means I can buy more stuff for it. So there has been a lot of
yeah,
in
definitely.
this house. Yeah, it's so fun.
It's kind of similar in my house at the moment. My daughter, she's 5 months old, so she's a pretty early riser,
Yeah.
and in like where we live, the time that she sort of wakes up, they play Ninja Turtles on the TV, and so me and her watch Ninja Turtles, and it's just become like a real big like bonding thing, and
Exactly.
yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's definitely Daddy and Zeke time whenever they go watch Ninja Turtles, and they have the certain episodes they're on, and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on in the series. Like they're like following it, and I'm just like, okay, but it's their bonding.
Yeah.
You like it, and that's fun. And they're watching the not the vintage, but the 2012 version. But yeah.
Oh yeah, is that the cartoon one or the like more CGI kind of?
It's the car. It's yeah. It's in between. It's like
Oh yeah.
it's right before. I think it's right before Rise of the Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah. I gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, they're having a blast. But those are all the questions I had for you, and I'm really glad I got to talk to you and learn more about your creation, like your creations, your art, your gallery, like everything. You have some really good ideas, and maybe I'll be your first commission for a cap head. That would be kind of cool. So let me know.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, let me know when your show is, and I would definitely love to get a cap head done by you eventually. So, and then we'll
Oh, that would be awesome. Thank you.
yeah, and then we'll definitely
Yeah,
talk afterward about the He-Man too. See if I can get you some.
yeah. For sure.
Cool.
I've had a really great time, and thank you for all the questions. And yeah, definitely talk about doing the capture. That would be real cool.
Yeah, I would love it. All right, guys. So that was our interview, and check the description below because there's going to be some Instagram stuff on there, and there's also going to be some Facebook information. So Jay, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you all next time. Bye, guys.
Thanks again. Bye.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited because we've reached our goal of 300 subscribers on the channel. So thank you guys so much for your support. It means so much to me, especially you guys have been commenting and really getting engaged in the videos, and that means a lot. It means you're watching. So now that we've gotten to our 300, I think I'm going to set a new goal. And we're slowly approaching 400, so I think the next milestone is going to be 500. So if we hit 500 subscribers, I think I want to do another walkthrough. And we have 2 rooms that I really want to show off. My husband's office that has some really cool stuff in it, and our second toy room downstairs that has all things toys down there. So what I would like you guys to do is to continue to like and subscribe and to comment as usual. And also, once you subscribe, hit that bell for the notifications so you can hear and see our new videos that are coming out, or the old ones too. So yeah, let's get there. Let's get to 500. I kind of want to show off our rooms. So we'll see you guys real soon, and continue to spread the word and support. Bye, guys.